America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy gold with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Hello, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Talking Shit, a little commentary here on the veterans. Just coming out of the election, midterm election, the Republican Party is pouting and, not pouting, but sort of trotting and moving along. The wind is at their back, you know. I want to ask a very important question. I don't know if it's a Republican or a Democratic question, but what are we going to do about the veterans and the disabled people in this country? What are we going to do about the veterans and the disabled people in this country? What are we going to do about the veterans, the people who have served in the military? You know, Barack Obama and myself, we have never served in the armed forces. You know, I've never served in the armed forces. I was in the California Conservation Corps at one time, but I've never served in the armed forces. And I really am upset with this country and how the veterans are being treated in this country. These people beg for income. They beg for, a lot of them have too much pride. They can't do it. They wind up begging for primary care, begging for surgeries and help. I said, when are we going to help the veterans and the disabled people in this country? When are we going to have respect for those who have served in the military and in the armed forces and in the National Guard who are not being respected? When is this government, when is Congress, when is the Senate, when is Harry Reid or Mitch McConnell or Nancy Pelosi or whoever, you know, when is it gonna happen? When are we gonna respect the veterans in this country? Do we have more respect for military forces all around the world for their rights and shit opposed to the people who need assistance? You know what? Why don't we help the veterans as much as we be trying to help Israel? You know, we've been helping Israel with no questions asked. You know, but when it comes to the people who have given their ass, given their lives, given their limbs, you know, we seem to forget about them. You know, what about the fucking veterans in this country? The people who have served in the military. When are we going to respect these people? When are we going to help them? You know, there should be no questions asked. You know, these people should be living tax-free. You know, the veterans, people in the military. What about the veterans? What are we going to do about these retired military people who have committed their lives to serve this country? What are we going to do about the veterans? I said it. What are we going to do about the veterans? What are the people? Obama, what are you going to do about the veterans? I want somebody to really take care of the veterans. I mean, we hear a lot about a lot of groups. Thank God for women. Thank God for Latinos. Thank God for the blacks, the gays. Do we have more respect for, you know, what about the veterans? What are we going to do about the veterans? Is there a way that we can help the veterans? Is anybody going to speak up for the people who have served this country and need our help? They need our support. They need their money. They need their medical attention. We need to quit harassing these people. We bully veterans in this country. We need to have respect for the veterans. What about the veterans? What about the people who served this country? Shit. What about the veterans? Who's going to help the veterans? Why can't they spend the money that they do on these stupid elections to help the veterans? Look, I don't support war, but I do support the people who have gone to serve. What about the veterans? What are we going to do about the veterans, the military, our predecessors, the people who have fought and given their lives? What about their families? What about the veterans? Why aren't we helping the veterans? Why don't we talk about the veterans? veterans? Why do we sweep their financial situations under the rug? Why did we fuck them over in these hospitals? We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. We ought to be ashamed about the way we treat veterans in this country. What about the veterans? We talk a good game, they build these monuments, and they really don't help these people, you know, and it's really sickening. And I want people to respond. If you know a story, if you know a situation where veterans are being disrespected, neglected, and turned away from financially and medically, hit us up on this channel. Dr. DeAndre Watt. That is all the time we have. Ask yourself today, what about the veterans? I know you may want to vote that way or this way, but what about the veterans in the USA? Are we helping those men and women today? Those fallen men, the people, their families? Are we playing games? What about the veterans? Shit.